Oh my God.
Process for a reason. India is the largest country in the world by population with over 1.4 billion
that money.
people. That's the equivalent of roughly 4 United States,
Get that
6
money.
Brazils,
Oh
9
my
Russias, 34 Canadas, or 1.4
God. I got some money in there. I'm making profit. I made about $117. There was a $400 investment. And I didn't invest all of it. And I had a little bit left over.
Within a mile of a polling station.
So,
to set them up, officials tracked over rough and mountainous terrain and across
and I followed what's going on, and the way it's working, they're triggering another short squeeze, and the crazy roaring kitty dude has the ability with so many options. He can choose to buy at a lower price, like 20 a share. He's got the ability to buy a bunch. He can liquidate some of what he has to get some cash, and then, because it's really elevated, he gets the cash really easy, and then he can use that cash to exercise options to buy, and he's got a bunch of options. This is public knowledge, like it's on the records and stuff. You can't dispute it. He could buy large numbers. I don't want to give a wrong number here, but it was like in the hundreds of thousands of shares for $20 a share, but it's trading at 66, so his money would instantly. You can't. That's hundreds of millions of dollars, or too much to go through all at once and get it all. But he could manipulate the market to such an extreme degree right now that he can force a short squeeze almost by himself. Yeah, but the rest of the world's paying attention and on this too. So if he exercises his call options, he has the right to buy shares from these major Wall Street firms at a price of $20 per share. And it's currently at $65. So anything that he cycles through this will triple. He could just take 20 million or 50 million and cycle it through this really quick and triple his money. But the problem is, when that demand comes through, because they have to get the shares to give to him, and the numbers are so big, they're not just sitting around. That's the whole point of the short squeeze. There are not enough shares. So when they try to satisfy his order, the immediate demand will send the price through the roof. Like, because they got you by the balls. Like, we have to provide the shares. He's going to get them at $20 a share, but we have to get them at whatever the fuck we have to do. No matter how high it goes, we have to buy. The major Wall Street businesses have to satisfy his options. And there's talk of, like, kicking him out of his trading brokerage firm and banning his account and sabotaging it like that. But that's scandalous and could cause a revolt that could tear down capitalism. I'm dead serious. The whole world global banking system could collapse over this, because if they don't pull shenanigans, I got a game I'm about to fucking get into. I did a warm-up and won, by the way. Why is it over there? But this is absurd. And he has a bunch of options, and if he exercises them, the demand will be so high that it could go asymptotical. It's where, like, you're approaching a limit and it becomes infinite. Like, they could be $10,000 per share, not 60, in an hour. Ooh, I just got to pop up that a local city hall decided not to put the pride flag up this month for Pride Month, and normally they did. Hate. Oh, a little tick back, a little pull back, a little touch pull back. But there have been a couple in here. I'm gonna hold for a while. It's only a few $100s, but this could wreck capitalism, because it's enough money that he could end up throwing around major player Walmart level money himself. Just one dude, through manipulating the system legally, taking advantage of these. A lot of people don't, even I don't know huge detail about Wall Street shenanigans, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't understand. It's mostly just gambling, and the big Ikes are playing with your money, and that's your retirement fund and shit. And they can and those big firms are going to lose a bunch of money, and so everyone's pensions may fucking get messed up. And it's not like this dude's doing something wrong. These companies were doing something. They shorted a stock. That's where you sell it now, and you promise to buy it back later, but you're assuming the price is going to be less later. Well, if you have an obligation to buy it at a certain time, and the price is higher than what you thought, you lose money. And if it's much higher or crazy elevated, you lose a lot of money. But then people get tempted again when it's really elevated to bet against it even more, because in all sincere likeliness, it'll probably will go back down. But if there's an insufficient number of shares available being liquid in the marketplace, being transacted back and forth, then you get a supply and demand thing going on where people have to buy shares right now at the current price to satisfy their obligations. And even if the prices are crazy, they got to buy anyway. And that drives up the price even more. So it's all these complicated financial games. And my uncle was one of these people. And he actually wanted to get me into it. But my parents didn't let me participate in capitalism. Now, they didn't. They kept me in the dark about a lot of shit. All my knowledge comes from textbooks in college and shit like that. It's backing off peak. Should I actually make a sell before it goes down much? 66 back to 62. Oh. Wait a minute. My family was great. My uncle, my mother's brother, my adopted mother's real biological brother, was a Wall Street investment employee. He worked for Merrill Lynch, however you pronounce it, a major Wall Street investing firm. And he had a laptop in the 90s with a dial-up connection, and he could play with the stocks at a distance. Like, they were doing this shit the whole time. All the financial crises in our life. The people that are doing it are playing games and gambling, and they wear suits and ties, and they act like big Ikes, but they're really just dumb fucks. Like, I know my uncle is a religious bigot, a violent racist. He served with my father at Nam. There's a chance he even knows about the grenading and killing the blacks in their sleep thing, or was a part of that. But at least he was in the same class and group of people that ended up doing that. He's a church-going Christian dumb fuck, and his mother is the one that does tinfoil hat conspiracy stuff and would tell him my science lessons wrong. Basic shit, like how lightning works. In a 5th grade science lesson, I will be subjected to violence for getting it right. And if anyone doesn't think that I know what I'm talking about by now, you're the idiot. Like, I can follow a 5th grader's science lesson. It's not that difficult. But they can't. They're dumb. And they run the world. Because he's 6'6" and's got a big Jew accent and nose. He looks a certain way. And has military credentials. So he can play with spreadsheets and not... He do what I'm doing, but on a bigger scale. Like, if I had this as nothing but my job, and I spent 8 hours a day, 5 days a week at this, I would be far more proficient than him. There's no question. Like, I'm a gifted student and study things and learn things really well. So anyway, I'll leave the victory screen up here. Getting the app set up. Yeah, I did. And that'll leave me at rank 10. If I win one more, baby. No, 2 more. This guy's a little bit of a lead on me. If I get 2 more wins, I'll be on the podium in the top bracket. And this is platinum 2. Not just platinum, but platinum 2. And since I'm getting up near the end of the ladder, if I cross over to the next ladder and compete on it, I'll be at the top end of platinum. And when you finish platinum, you go to diamonds. So for my age, that is not a bad. I gotta adjust all the settings and stuff, and I gotta start using new streaming software. I guess I'm gonna go to OBS. Trying to do some work, be productive while I have electricity and internet connection and security and whatever. Doing what I can do.